Everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Just COS. This is Sean Walls.
This is John Christiansen. We made it through episode 1, and we
Yeah,
at least made
great.
it in seconds into episode 2.
We're here. Yeah, man. Hey, it wasn't too bad, man. We got a couple views. We got a couple pointers and tips and things like that. It was a lot of fun, man. And hopefully this week will be better, and we'll continue to get better, man. So we're gonna jump straight into the dunce of the week. Who you got, John? Who's the dunce of the week?
So there's a little segment that we want to include on a regular basis. And if you guys out there have any dunces of the week or month or year that you want to send us, just go ahead and send us that. We don't want to spend all our time looking at dunces. But I just wanted to bring up the first dunce of the week is all you people in Colorado Springs who are calling 911 on people out in the park. Don't do it.
Don't call 911, man. Oh my God. This is so stupid. Like how, like what, even if you are trying to be a good citizen, just imagine the resources that you're wasting on that garbage, man. It's so ridiculous, man. Don't do that.
So our dunce of the week is many dunces. And it's also, but this is just a perfect reflection of how people have gotten to the point where they just think cops are the solution to any problem.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't think about the fact that if you're calling the police, the police have very limited solutions to problems that they encounter. They're, if you call 911 on somebody out, and especially, a black guy that's wearing a bandana like he's supposed to out in the park, that's a much greater risk to him if the cops show up, right?
Right.
So,
yeah. That's a good point, man. I haven't actually heard someone say that before, or read anybody say that before, that the cops, they have very limited resource on what they can do and how they can react. And it's like 0 to 100 right now, and especially when you talk about being relatable and understanding the person that they're dealing with, and that kind of goes into the next dunce of the week. Was do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, is Officer Andrew Thompson of the El Paso County Police, or El Paso County Sheriff's Office here in Colorado Springs. This guy took a portrait of himself, put this long soliloquy out about how he did not join the police force to arrest citizens, or to make them, I don't even know what the hell he was saying. I mean, because it seems like everything that he said he didn't join the force to do is exactly what they do to us. So I think that he's a dunce, and I wanted to add him in there, the dunce of the week, because, police, harassment and police brutality and all these things didn't just start with COVID-19. And it feels like what you said, it made me laugh. You said it feels like white people are discovering police harassment for the first time. It's kind of funny to watch it happening right in front of our face, man. It's ridiculous, man. All of the things that's happened, and never once do we see a cop speak up about it. You know what I'm saying? And shit, this hasn't even been 2 weeks, and we already got guys putting their face in his uniform too. It was ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I mean, and this isn't basically this cop was upset that, cops were stopping white people out in the streets for disobeying the stay-at-home orders, which, I've seen a lot of these. This isn't unique to Colorado Springs. These keep popping up, all these people that are like, this is tyranny. But you're right, you didn't see any of this with, how many, young black men were shot in the streets, and, none of these cops. I mean,
did
maybe
nothing,
a couple,
man.
but
None of that.
Yeah,
I'm sure it did happen somewhere, and I'm sure it got buried in places. I know that the New York City Police Office, they had a bunch of black cops that got together and stood up and did a a press conference together or whatnot. I remember that happening a few years back. So I'm sure it has happened here and there, but yeah, man. Anyway,
but you're a dunce if you think that this is the first time that the police have been acting against the interests of the citizens of the United States. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, it definitely is what they do for a living.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
All right, so that actually brings us right into our topic that we're going to be talking about today, right? So we're going to be talking about, this has been a crisis that's been unfolding, I mean, for generations really, but the crisis
Yeah.
has become very acute since the coronavirus outbreak. And this is incarcerated populations locally and nationwide. And we're also going to be talking about what's going on here at ComCor. Um, Sean went down and did talk to some folks down there. So
Yeah.
um, there's been, since this outbreak, there's been a concern that, jails are just, it's a bunch of people packed in closely together. There's been a concern that there's going to be just massive outbreaks inside the jails, not just in El Paso County and Colorado Springs, but all over the country. And we've seen, protests like Chicago. They had that protest. They're driving around the streets demanding that people be released. And in Colorado, they had a bunch of public defenders and different attorneys and the ACLU. They all called on all the different jurisdictions, counties, county sheriff's office, district attorneys, city police departments to sort of have a standard way of dealing with incarcerated populations during this coronavirus outbreak, because some communities in Colorado have been, they're like, we don't want this to turn into a massive outbreak inside the prisons. And they've been letting more people out. Denver's I just read, I don't remember the numbers now, but they've let people out. 130 something people have been let out of federal prisons here in Colorado. But the problem is it's not consistent. So, in El Paso County, they said they've let out 30%. Well, the jail population has been reduced by 30%. But, when you look at it, it's like they're not doing work release, and they're not taking prisoners from other jails, basically. So they haven't done
I was going to say, because I didn't know that they released it. So that's what they did, is they stopped that portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know that in LA County, they released, I think it was, I want to say it was 250 nonviolent offenders.
Right.
And, I like, man, this, here's the thing. When you're able to compartmentalize it isn't the word. When you're able to think about shit, two things at one time, whatever that word is, you know what I mean?
I think that's compartmentalized.
Yeah. Elder, he's been ringing the bell. He wants another jail, man, or a bigger jail. He's been talking about there's too many people in here, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Right? Well, hey, dude, here's your chance to fix your problem and appease the people too that are calling for this stuff. So it's needed. Like, dude, it is perfectly fine for you to do that right now, and it knocks out two birds with one stone, man. So hopefully they get with it. I doubt it, man. I think as soon as, because I just read, I don't know if this is legit or not, but that the president just gave governors the okay to end this thing on the 1st of the month. So, I'm sure that means the country's about to stop this on the 1st of the month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that'll end all of this, and hope, they're gonna hope that everybody forgets about the soft spots that everybody identified where this was going on and move on with their life or whatever. So, I'm not, and that we're not. That's why we started this. So, it's good that we talk about it and try to figure it out. Because if they don't do it, what is their motive? What's their true motive? You know what I mean? To keep nonviolent offenders off the street. Great. Let's maybe use the resources differently this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though this coronavirus outbreak has just it's shown a spotlight on all of the issues in our society that we have already, right?
Right.
With low wage workers, we're going to talk about next week, how it's hit communities of color so much harder all over the country, including here in El Paso County. It's shown a spotlight on the horrible conditions in the jails and in the camps down on the border, so in some ways this is an opportunity for people to get out there and start organizing around this, which people have been doing, which is good. But I think that it's also Sean, did you see the Gazette editorial basically saying no, don't let people out?
Yeah, I saw that, man. What was that guy's name? I saw it, man. He stopped releasing Colorado convicts because of the coronavirus. Yeah.
I mean, I think one thing that's doing is the reason, I mean, the Gazette, they're obviously conservative, is they're a little bit worried that it's going to expose the fraud of the, the carceral state that we have. The fact that our solution to so many problems is we just lock people up, lock people up, lock people up, lock people up. If we start
Yeah.
letting out nonviolent offenders and the crime doesn't go up, then that challenges this whole ideology that we have to just keep putting people in prison and building more prisons and so on and so forth.
Right. Yeah. That's right. And there's more people than just their prison complex that depends on that. You know what I mean? A lot of people make money off of it, man. So yeah, you're right about, you gotta, what you read isn't always what you're reading. And, we talked about all of the different theories and conspiracies and all of the shit that folks have been trying to sift through, man. And, some of the stuff makes sense and some of it doesn't, and it's just like, dude, man, everybody that writes something in one of these papers has an agenda, right? Or an article on the web, they have an agenda. So maybe their agenda might line up with yours, right? So it's just like throwing a fish line out there. Like all of the people that it appeases to, they're like, yes, I got them. You know what I'm saying? And then they're getting clicked and it's happening for them. So, and that's what we're arguing about online, because the guy that appeases me and to my likability, he's saying something completely different, and you're an idiot for believing it. You know what I mean? And here we go with this crap. You know what I me? So yeah, man, they depend on the divide and conquer, man, and that is definitely one. It's not even close right now. We can't recover from it at all, man. They got us.
Well, I mean, a perfect example is that they quoted State Senator Bob Gardner, who said that, quote, State Senator Bob Gardner warns this dilemma could result in the release and dismissal of charges against suspects, including those charged with rape and/or murder, who demand their rights to speedy trial. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. It's completely baseless fear-mongering. They're saying like, oh, if we don't, if we don't immediately throw people in jail, then we're going to have rapists and murderers running around. We're going to decide not to even press charges against rapists and murderers, which is outrageous.
Yeah. That's just ridiculous, and it doesn't even, just on the face of it, for this guy to even say the shit doesn't even make sense. Why would you even say that to somebody? So, but and I got some stupid robo text from his campaign too, man. I wanted to, I couldn't reply back, man.
I mean, anyway. And also the irony, of course, in pretending like law enforcement always follows up on rape charges anyway. So,
yeah, especially when it's their own doing it.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, part of the one thing that's happened, we've had 3 sheriff's deputies that work at the jail have tested positive for COVID-19, and 1 has died. So El Paso County does need to do something to reduce the jail population. And, the guy that died worked in intake.
Oh, man. So he's touching everybody that goes in there.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
They're saying that.
I imagine that the details of it are few and far between, and you can't find it probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I think they said eight prisoners have tested positive for COVID-19, but they also
is this the Sterling facility?
The CJC.
Oh, okay. All right. I read something about the Sterling facility. My bad. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all right. It's all right. But there was that guy, the old guy that died in there like last week.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it has nothing to do with COVID-19. And maybe it didn't, but the story was so outrageous. They're like, oh, he slipped and fell and hit his head and like died from that.
Oh shit. I didn't hear about that.
Like, he was like an accused like child molester or something. So like it's entirely possible that he like got beat up.
Right.
And killed. Or like pushed over
it wasn't COVID. He fell down. Yeah.
Yeah.
He fell down. Yeah.
But the reality is we're not getting straight shit out of the jail.
Oh no, hell no. And we're not, dude. It's not even gonna come close to it. And to a certain extent, I mean, I guess I don't know how much of it we really need to know. But I mean, as far when it comes to numbers and how the guy died and stuff, I don't know if we need to know that, but to be able to trust that there's an outside something that's looking in there to say, oh, right, yeah, they're good to go, or no, there's a problem in here. You know what I mean?
Yep,
we don't got that. It's not, and So it's like them, you know, taking care of themselves and doing whatever they're gonna cover. Hopefully, man, their whole shit is to take care of their guards and the people that work there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be affected just as easily. So, you know, they'll take care of the business, man. I've gotten to the point where it's like, dude, there's certain shit that we just can't. You can't guess and try to figure out. You know, you got to use the anecdotal stuff to know to say, hey, no, this is what happened and this is how I know it happened. Until you get that, you'll be yelling at the front door. You know what I mean? And nobody will listen to it. So it's kind of like, oh, it sucks to say it, but you got to kind of wait to see what happens. You know what I mean? And what's gonna go on later on. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm wrong. Then, again, let us know, guys, if you don't agree with that. If I'm like completely off base, let me know. But that's kind of my perspective on it. It just seems like they're gonna lie. You'll beat your head against the wall and be mad as hell, you know, trying to figure it out, man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a perfect example is, you know, going back to the Devon Bailey case, and I swear, everybody, we're not going to bring this up every episode, but it's an important case. You know,
it is.
The first report came out. It was just like this quick blurb that was like armed robbery suspect was shot when he pulled a gun on police. Something like that was like the little blurb.
Yeah.
And then like slowly information started coming out, and like witnesses started saying, you know, on social media and things like this, well, we saw him, we didn't see a weapon. He was running away. They fired like 8 times. And the El Paso County Sheriff was like, there's a lot of false information out there on social media going around, and we're not going to speak to that. But, you know, months later, we find out that basically everything that was supposedly rumors, false rumors, was completely true. You know, so you're right. I mean, sometimes you just have to, like, you wait it out. But
get
eventually,
through there and see it.
that shit's going to come out.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And, you know, with them, they were so, like, fraudulent with it because the tape came out right after that, you know, with that they had on the side of the house or whatever. You know, they had to say something or whatnot. But yeah, you're right, man. But yeah, dude. But though, here's the thing. We definitely don't have to be accepting of it. You know, we have a way forward with this with the oversight committee and the ideas that we're having. So, you know, things like this are things that we know that we need to get put in place that we can affect these problems and whatnot. So as you're listening to this, man, give us some ideas and let us know, you know, what you've done and what you think about it or whatnot.
Yeah, totally. Well, this brings us up. There are some people that are doing some important work around incarceration and things in Colorado and Colorado Springs, and I do want to give them a shout out, and I want to encourage people to keep working on it. You know, I know Colorado College has a prison. I think it's a prison abolition group, but it's a prison group. They work on prison reform, and you know, I think they're working towards prison abolition. They're doing stuff. The Colorado Freedom Fund is working to get rid of cash bail in Colorado and working on issues around incarceration. And you know, one of my friends, right when the coronavirus outbreak really hit hard, they were like, you know what, I'm just going to meet with some county officials and be like, here's what we need to do at the jails. And I was, you know, I got to give them props for going down there. And, you know, they brought a list of recommendations based on sort of like some best cases around the country, you know, and there were things like, you know, they need to provide adequate cleaning supplies, soap, hand sanitizer within the jails, because you know, jails aren't necessarily known for being like, oh, let's help you out in any way you need helped out.
To be clean,
recommendation that's really struck me too and has stuck with me was, you know, they're like, don't do these things though, because a lot of jails decided like, oh, we're going to cut back on any visitation, which I'm pretty sure most jails have done that now. Yeah, they've cut back on visitation, and they basically use this as an excuse to put them on lockdown. You know. So a lot of jails are just like, oh, there's an outbreak. You guys just have to stay in your cell.
Did El Paso County do that?
I'm not clear if they did or didn't. I couldn't find any information.
Because CJC is all on the phone anyway. I wonder, man, they better not have. I bet you they did, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
But there are people out there doing good shit, and we want to give them a shout out. And there are a few other people, but maybe we could have them on and talk about what they're doing some other time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to say her name, but I don't know. I don't want to misrepresent the work that she was doing.
Right.
I shot a couple of people that we know inside our circle in the Springs that are doing some of these de-incarceration, some of this work around de-incarceration, and like just the people that I know are working on it, I'm very confident that they're you know, working in the right direction. I'm sure they need help, and so yeah, hopefully we could get them on there and talk about some of that stuff and what their efforts are here in
Yeah,
El
for
Paso
sure.
County.
And you know, Chicago, they just drove around their courthouse. Oh, we lost your video, Sean. They just drove around the courthouse, you know, in a protest in their cars, basically, to have people released, because you know Cook County jails are pretty bad. At
Yeah,
least we know they are. I mean, shoot, El Paso County could be just as bad. We just don't know. So,
just
but you
don't
know,
know. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So creative protests, that's one nice thing. A lot of those car protests have been happening over the past few weeks with the lockdown. But speaking of people working on things, Sean, didn't you go down and talk to some folks at ComCor after we got some word
yeah.
about things going on down there?
Yeah, so man, my social media kind of lit up a little bit around there was a positive case at ComCor, and you know, the things that were being said on there was just kind of alarming, like, oh shit, man, they're down there getting done wrong or whatnot. So you know, I drove my ass down there. You know, I figured I wasn't gonna be able to change anything, but as long as they knew that somebody would come knock on their door, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
it would, that sometimes that's all it takes, you know, is for somebody to be like, oh shit, how'd you find out about this? And kind of that's basically that's what happened. So, you know, I went in, I wasn't really combative. I said, hey, how can we help? Kind of the same way that the group that you knew that went to the jail and said, hey, you know, these are the things that you should and shouldn't do. I was like, hey, what can we do to help you make sure that these people are taken care of? And, you know, what I found was it felt like it was very reactive, you know, like there wasn't hey, when this hits us, it was, you know, hope it doesn't hit us, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Kind of
Right.
plan.
Right.
So
Right. I'm sure it
there's a
won't.
bit, right, exactly, yeah. So it was that kind of a plan that was in place. But though, you know, by the time I got down there, you know, there were people in charge, and they had, you know, things were separated. The lady that had tested positive was separated. There was one, I couldn't confirm if it was a doctor or a court that had asked, that had ordered or asked for her, one inmate, or they call them clients, to be released. And they weren't releasing this person. And, you know, it was because she had already come in contact with this person that was positive. So, you know, it made me think, oh man, you know, you can't really release these people. It's already too late. They've already come in contact with her. So if you send them home or whatever, you can, whatever the option might have been, it really wasn't an option. So with that being said, it turns to, okay, so what can we do to make them comfortable and, you know, get things taken care of? Because they did lock them down. You know, they're able to go to the store and come back and do their thing, go to work and come back and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff got cut off. So now that they're like, man, I don't got soap, I don't got this, I don't got that, you know, and they're depending on family to come and bring it to them. So, you know, I'm sure that a lot of them probably do have family that they will take care of them and can take care of them, but some probably don't. They have family that can't do it or won't do it. So these are the people that I want to try to help out or whatnot. You want to talk about that now?
Yeah. I was gonna say the Gazette did some reporting on this.
Oh, okay.
And they were saying the judge ordered the woman who was sick that she go home, and it sounds to me like maybe she was released, the one woman, because they said I think she got a month to go.
Oh,
But
okay.
it also said that she was like basically eating chips and soda. That's all they had for her to eat there, you know?
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, yeah. Because you know, when I talked to the non-residential coordinator there, then it was kind of cool because, you know, usually I'm used to getting ignored. You know, when we go in places, they're like, oh yeah, we'll call you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But we rang enough rang enough bells and sent enough emails and shit like that where we got a hold of the state, the office or whatnot, and the residential manager did end up getting in contact with us. But anyway, she said that too, that, you know, hey, they would love to have some food right now, you know, because, you know, they got food and they're taking care of them, you know, the basic stuff that is necessary. From what she said, I don't know what that really means. I don't know if they have child time every day or what they do. I don't know how that really works, you know. But Yeah, she was like, yeah, they, you know, people are definitely not getting the things that they're used to getting and needing. And I'm sure that, you know, she told me that she's sure that some of the personal items that are probably going to get ready to run low for the people that can't get out there. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Again, it's kind of like one of those things. It's like, dude, you know, the reaction was slow. They should have shit there for them or a way to go to the store and buy groceries and fill up 2 refrigerators or have rations or do something, you know. They just didn't. They don't,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
all the money in this city, when we spend so much time locking folks up, we need to spend some time, make sure we got a way to take care of them once they're there. You know what I mean? It's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
nuts.
yeah, for sure. So you talked to them, right? And they said it'd be fine if we organized and came down there and did a drop off of groceries and things, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. So, you know, we want to try to shoot for the 24th. That's next Friday. Yeah, next Friday, we want to try to do a drop off. But, you know, if you're in the area or you got something that you could, you know, you could take a bag of groceries down and drop it off. I'm going to give the address here now. Get ready to write this down. It's 2723 North Nevada. And so, you know, the building is 3950 on North Nevada. So, you know, it's not at the ComCor building.
Right.
So it's right down the street at 2723 North Nevada. And they said go there between the hours of 11 and 1:30, and
Okay.
you'll be able to drop stuff off. And that's the same. Now you could go there also if you want to drop off for a specific person, as a family member or whatnot, to drop off personal items. You do that there too as well.
All right. And if my delivery driver days serve my memory, that's about 3 blocks south of Fillmore.
Just about, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Is
I
it
think
south or
Fillmore's
north?
the 3,000.
Yeah, somewhere on that. Is it south or north? You turn. Yeah, because you make a
It's-
left off of Fillmore.
Yeah, I think it's going to be south of Fillmore. I think
Okay.
Fillmore's
Yeah.
the 3,000 block. I'm probably
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
Don't trust me out there. So we're gonna be.
Everybody knows it's by the dog track.
Oh yeah, by the old dog track. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way to remember it.
Right.
So we're gonna be organizing some groceries to bring down there on Friday, right?
Right. Yeah.
So people.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. So yeah, we were gonna ask for folks to, man. No, because you know the specifics better, man, about the donation stuff.
All right.
My fault.
Well, so some of the things they need are like hand sanitizer, sanitation wipes, and also things that aren't just chips and soda. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been eating a lot more chips and soda since I've been at home.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Give them some good shit, man.
yeah, exactly. So if people want to, what we'll do if people want to help us out, this is what we did with our People's Grocery. We're going to post a link to the Chinook Center on our Facebook page and in our, we'll put it in the comments below the video on YouTube. We'll put a link to our Chinook Center donation page. Chinook Center is a nonprofit that helps out other nonprofit organizations in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
But if you want to donate money to help us get groceries to ComCor on Friday, just go on there, click donate, but make sure you put in the like comments somewhere when you're donating through PayPal. It's through PayPal, just something like for ComCor or for groceries for ComCor, just because it's a little bit easier for bookkeeping for me, so I can remember why that money's coming in. Like after I'm sure we're not going to be getting any other donations for this week, so it won't be hard.
Yeah,
but,
I was gonna say, yeah.
Maybe we will.
Donate to Chinook, man. Donate to the Chinook Center.
But yeah, so if people are interested in helping out, that would be great if you want to donate. I mean, $5 or $150, whatever you want to donate, any little bit helps. We'll chip in a little bit ourselves. That's what we did for the People's Grocery. And then we'll go down and get them some good stuff.
Yeah, from the grocery store and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's good stuff. We were gonna talk about the money pool idea. Did you see that? Yeah, we talked. You didn't. I think you said you didn't see much of it on there. So I saw this thing, man. You guys let me know. Let us know in the comments and stuff and talk to us, man. Nobody really talked to us last week.
Changing gears, by the way. Well, we're still in the mutual aid, but
yeah, mutual aid idea, but it's completely different. Everybody's seen this thing on social media except John.
I think I saw it.
There's a money share idea with the little octagon picture, you know what I'm saying, and your people's names inside the octagon or whatnot. So what it is, I guess there's 8 people inside this circle of friends that are sharing their money, and there's a person, one of the 8 are inside of the middle of the circle, and that person gets to get into the circle, you have to pay $100. So it's $800 in the pot. Now, at some point, in some way, everything flip flops and flippity switches up, and somebody else ends up in the middle, and then there's more people that are invited to the group. So they split the people in half and start a new circle, and then they invite, the goal is to recruit more people to join the circle, right? To pay more money to get in. And then somehow you end up in the middle and you get $800 out of the $100 that you invested to initially. I don't understand it all the way, man. So listen, because I posted on my thing, I was like, on my Facebook, I said, man, if whoever, I thought it was I think it is a fantastic idea, but I can't explain it to somebody else. So I'm like, maybe it's not that good of an idea. I don't know. But I think like, especially if you don't know the people that you're dealing with or whatever, like it's definitely got to be people that you trust and, that are like, all right, let's give it a shot and whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it feels like there's a chance that you can put your money in and then end up being, selected to go to the next circle and put another $100 in. So now you had to pay $200 to get the $800 out. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
So this just seems too good to be true for me.
Yeah.
Like if it seems too good to be true, it probably is, right?
It probably is. Yeah, me and my homeboys, we're going to try to figure a way to make a game out of it. We're going to figure it out, man. We were just talking about it. So hopefully we can
it sounds like a pyramid scheme, doesn't it? Isn't that how pyramid schemes work?
Yeah, that's what I told Jules, man. I said, it's kind of pyramid schemey-ish, it seems like, but I can't put my finger on it. And she said the same thing. She was like, yeah, I don't know. I can't tell yet. So anyway, we're going to figure it out, man, and know. But if you already know the answer, just tell us, man. Like, maybe we're just being stupid and it doesn't even make sense to begin with. So, yeah, let us know,
also,
man.
if you want to send us a chain letter.
What?
Remember those chain letters? That's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah.
You get a chain letter. I don't remember how they worked.
Like
and then you sent it out and asked for $5 from everybody.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like, that's what it sounds like to me.
We could do that too, guys. Yeah, that is exactly. Oh, man. You got to have an old dude sometimes to bring back, to talk about the old days.
What? All right. Well, let us know if you've done this octagon scheme.
And if you won at it already, if you already know how to, like, you know what I'm saying, let us know, man. Let us know the answer to it.
There's also this thing you could just like throw money. You could have like a pile of 52 cards. Everybody throws money in the pot, and then they get like a few cards each, and then it's called gambling. And then if you win the card game, you get all the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard of that too. That's what
we should just do that.
We should just start a gambling ring instead.
Yeah, for sure.
With the stimulus money.
Yeah, that's right. We'll start a stimulus money gambling ring. If you're in, let us know.
Hell yeah. Yeah, let's talk politics next time, man.
All right. So, next time we're going to be looking at, I hope every single episode is not just going to be about the coronavirus.
Nah, man, we can't. That's why I said let's talk about some shit, man. I want to talk about Stephanie Rose Spalding, man, and a couple of our local politicians and things that they do and are doing and why they're great, man. Because I want to do that maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, so now people can always send us ideas. We would love to hear your ideas. Got anything else to add, Sean?
Oh man, hold on. I got to show y'all my background. You almost let me forget,
That's right.
Real quick, I hope that last time there wasn't nobody here by this time.
Well, let's compare Sean's and mine and see which is better.
Oh, shit. Okay, give me a second, man. I'm coming. Oh. Why is this happening?
There we go. Is this the one you're looking for?
Do you got it up already? Oh, I skipped it. Oh, Lord. Do you got yours up?
Yeah, but yours looks better, man. Remember?
Oh, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm almost there. Shit. Where is my logo? Oh man, I'm gonna have to come back, man. Oh, maybe next time, dude.
What happened to it?
I can't find it. It's not. My pictures are like lined up awkwardly. I can't find it, man.
That's always how it happens whenever you need it.
Right?
Anyway,
Yeah.
Sean's is a much better version of this. Like mine,
Oh
I'm too
yeah,
white.
there it
I
is,
don't show
dude. Yeah,
up.
my shit was better.
All right.
Oh man. Anyway, hey man, hey, appreciate y'all, man. Holler at us next time, man. Hopefully we'll get better at this, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it and are enjoying it. Let us know what we can do, man. Love y'all.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Peace.